On your screen right now, you see a map of the Gaza Strip. So the border between Egypt and the Gaza Strip is called the Philadelphia Corridor. Along that border, there's been many tunnels that have been found where all of the supplies and the weapons for Hamas got into Gaza by being smuggled through the tunnels from Egypt. Some of those tunnels were large enough to drive a Mack truck through them, and Israel knows that it hasn't even discovered all of the tunnels under the Philadelphia Corridor. So what Israel has done over the last few weeks, and they've just opened it up to the media to see, is they built a parallel corridor that runs from the Mediterranean to mainland Israeli territory called the Morag Corridor. It's 12 kilometers long and it's currently 2 kilometers wide. And that cuts off the southwestern part of the Gaza Strip from the northern part of the Gaza Strip. Now, what does this do? Why is Israel doing this? So in the video, you saw Brigadier General Barak Hiram, the commander of the Gaza division of the IDF, explaining that the main purpose of this Morag Corridor is to isolate Rafah. Rafah sits right on the Egyptian border, and a lot of the tunnels, the main tunnels from Egypt into the Gaza Strip, bringing in supplies to Hamas, led right into Rafah, and Rafah became a major stronghold of Hamas. You might remember back in earlier stages of the war when the Biden administration was freaking out, trying to tell Israel that they can't invade Rafah. And the suspicion that we had at the time, the Biden administration was worried that the whole world would now discover that Egypt was complicit in smuggling all the weapons and all the supplies into Hamas. But be that as it may, according to General Barak Hiram, the purpose of the Morag Corridor is to isolate Rafah so that Israel can now wipe out the final Hamas fighters that are in Rafah. But what you saw in the video is that the Morag Corridor was obviously, or is obviously, being built for a much greater purpose than just finishing off Hamas in Rafah. Obviously, you see the road that they're building and the fences that are going up. This is not meant to be a temporary security barrier. This is meant to be permanent. And what that means is that Israel has decided that the best way to neutralize the threat of the smuggling in of weapons and of supplies from Egypt into Gaza is to simply move the goalposts, literally. So they're moving the border northeast, and in between the Morag Corridor and the Philadelphia Corridor, otherwise known as the Egyptian border, is going to become a security zone controlled by Israel. That's what this Morag Corridor is really all about.